Next, we're going to meet a man with a real passion for pasta. At a restaurant named Giulia in Cambridge, something as simple as flour and eggs turns into something so delicious you won't be able to stop yourself. These are the hands of a real Italian chef, rolling, stretching, flouring, folding, and fluffing every piece of pasta. They're the hands of Chef Mike Pagliarini, who along with his wife Pam have created a true labor of love on Mass Ave in Cambridge at a restaurant named Giulia.
So Giulia's named after a street in Rome. Mike and I had a wonderful vacation in Italy a few years back, and at that point we had been talking a lot about starting a restaurant, and we did all this while we were walking along a street called the Via Giulia, which is one of the most beautiful streets you'll ever see in Rome. When we were thinking about naming the restaurant, we knew that we wanted an Italian name, and we kept coming back to Giulia.
It was her foray into the restaurant business, and of course that's been my career for years and years, but this is something that we've talked about and dreamed about for a very long time.
Now, their dream has been fulfilled at an authentic Italian eatery full of exposed brick, cozy booths and banquettes, and an open kitchen just feet from the tables.
You can watch and gauge people's reactions sometimes. You're really that close. I love the open kitchen and the proximity. I mean, when we serve a bowl of pasta, it is seconds from being finished. So things like fusilli and penne and rigatoni and bucatini, and the other pastas like pappardelle and tagliatelle and linguine were rolling by hand and cutting out of a flat sheet of dough.
The pastas are all made fresh during the day right on a long rustic wooden table. Then later in the evening, the table transforms into the best seat in the house.
People definitely reserve it for special occasions. It's like you're dining in someone's home. The table's yours, there's no menus presented. I get to interact with you quite a bit and talk about likes and dislikes. We have our fusilli, spelt flour fusilli with roasted mushrooms. It's a great part of our restaurant.
You'll find a lot of customers at this table and throughout the dining room enjoying mouth-watering bucatini pasta with house-cured pancetta and the incredibly fragrant hand-cut pappardelle with wild boar, black trumpet mushrooms, juniper berries, and aged parmigiano.
When the pappardelle is going through the dining room, you can smell it. And I think that convinces a lot of people to try it, because when the first one goes out, the orders start coming in for more and more, and then pretty soon we have the whole dining room full of pappardelle.
It smells great, it looks great, it's satisfying.
That dish is also Pam's personal favorite, and that's coming from somebody who's had a noodle obsession since childhood.
I did. My parents would tell you this, that my favorite food growing up was spaghetti and meatballs. I always loved it, so I think it's certainly ironic, I guess, that I married someone who makes pasta every day.
The menu at Giulia follows the traditional Italian progression. You start with a small sfizzi, like this one-bite beauty of a semolina cake that melts in your mouth. Then comes the antipasti, bruschetta with Tuscan kale and rich house-made ricotta cheese, a bowl full of clams with pancetta and spinach, and irresistibly creamy burrata cheese with charred peppers, golden raisins, and pine nuts. For the main course, you can dig into dishes like the flavorful Sicilian-style swordfish or the luscious steak alla Fiorentina, topped with a traditional salsa verde boasting fresh herbs, capers, lemon, and garlic. Then finally, dessert delivers with a smooth house-made pistachio gelato and a truly masterful chocolate terrine.
It's a balancing act between chocolate, toasted coconut, and almonds, which is not an innovative combination, but it's a really good one. It's essentially a chocolate mousse, and it's dense and rich and creamy, so much so that you can slice it.
The first thing I'll order off of a dessert menu is chocolate, so it is one of my favorites. We've had some guests liken it to an Almond Joy candy bar. The flavor combinations are very similar.
That's what the Italians call la dolce vita, or the sweet life. And since Giulia was inspired by Italy and named after an Italian street, Pam and Mike run it the Italian way.
This is such a personal business, and what we make is given to people for them to eat and enjoy, and that's a pretty powerful connection. We want to earn people's trust so that when you come in for dinner, you could enjoy the company of the people that you're with.